And welcome everybody to another episode of Come Play With Us, Danny, the horror movie review podcast hosted by myself and my sister Megan. Welcome in everybody to another episode. It's been a while, but that's
Yes.
okay.
Yeah.
That's okay.
It's fine.
It's quite all right.
Everything's
Before we get into our episode, make sure to go to Spotify, Anchor.fm, Amazon Music, Apple Play, and subscribe. Go to our YouTube page at Come Play With Us Danny Show and hit that subscribe and notification bell when new episodes drop, which they'll hopefully become more frequent and stuff. So, yeah. But we have a great episode. We would tease this for past couple weeks. We had a meetup for the movie. Unfortunately, I couldn't make it because life happens when you have kids. But I know, Megan, you had a great time at the movie. So I'm going to let you take it away for your review and the experience, like seeing everybody and like stuff for Evil Dead Rise. I'm going to let you take it away.
okay. So I'm gonna give you guys my rundown of Evil Dead Rise. We had about 8 people that showed up to it, which was fantastic.
8's better than 0.
Yes, that's right. I appreciate everybody coming. I know it was a very. I went into it with an open mind because you know how remakes and continuations of movies can kill a franchise.
Remember, this is a requel.
Yes, it is a requel. So Evil Dead Rise, actually out of all 8 of us, 2 of us liked the movie.
Wow, really? Now hold on a second. And happy May the 4th day to you too as well.
May the 4th to you.
So the other 6 hated the movie.
It wasn't a hate. It was what was this? And
was it because they weren't familiar with the films beforehand, like the Evil Dead Rise like franchise, or are they just kind of like desensitized about blood and guts and gore now?
There were 3 that were not really familiar with the franchise, which I actually had made them watch the movies prior to this.
Okay.
So in their mind, it was like a repeat of what they had just watched.
Okay.
My wife, who is the biggest cynic when it comes to things.
No, not Aaliyah. No, not at all.
She was done probably about halfway through the movie.
Really?
Only because she does not like gore movies.
Okay.
And if you keep doing the same thing over and over again, and there's a clear way of you getting out of the situation, she's already done with you. She's pissed.
Okay.
Okay, so Evil Dead Rise is a 2023 American supernatural horror film written and directed by Lee Cronin. This is the 5th installment of the Evil Dead film series. The budget for this movie was $15 to $19 million.
That's actually pretty low.
Yeah.
For a big that's pretty wow.
Yeah. So the last time I saw it, this movie had already grossed $80 million.
Yeah, it's a bona fide hit. They're already talking about another one coming out pretty soon.
Yeah.
It's already been saying, okay, yeah, we're good to go for another one coming out.
Yep.
So.
See, the 5th installment of the Evil Dead series, it stars Lily Sullivan and Alyssa Sutherland as 2 estranged sisters trying to survive and save their family from deadites, for those who know what that is. Morgan Davies, Gabrielle Echols, and Nell Fisher in her film debut appear in supporting roles. This was based on the characters by Sam Raimi. For those who've never seen Evil Dead, which we have Bruce Campbell, which he did not appear in the film, which I got
lies that you weren't looking hard enough, because there are Easter eggs with him in the movie.
Okay, so I didn't see him. I looked for him.
Well, you have to look and you have to hear. And I'm not going to tell you. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, now I know where he's at. Okay.
Yes, okay.
All right, so this
my first question is to you is, now we've talked about this in earlier shows, my disdain for child actors. Let's get this out of the way. How were the child actors in this film? Because that can make or break a film.
So you only really had one child actor in this film.
And I consider a teenager a child actor.
Okay, well then you had 3. So, so you had Morgan Davies as Danny, you had Gabrielle Echols as Bridget, and Nell Fisher as Cassie. So all 3 of those, I would love to say they did a really good job.
Okay.
They were not overly annoying. They were not where you were like, oh my god, just kill them off already.
Were they given enough in the movie where it was like, okay, they do have a place in this movie, not just like, hey, they were there for like here and there, and they were just there for.
No, they had other children in the movie for that. Like they had other, they had 2 other boys that were supporting roles in this. I don't know. They don't even give them an actual character.
Don't spoil it for me.
I'm not.
Of course, just
But there was 2 other children in this movie, and they were the kind of in the film.
I got you. Okay.
I was pleasantly pleased by this movie.
Okay.
Without giving too much away, there are a slew of Easter eggs in this movie if you pay attention to it.
My question to you, is it better than Evil Dead, the remake? The one that just came out not too long ago. Is it better?
Yes.
Okay.
I kind of want to say yes.
Okay. How? In what way?
I think it focuses more on the story.
Okay.
Of the first
much
one?
More than like the gore.
Oh, there was gore.
Well, I know obviously there was gore, but like obviously there's more of a.
I'm pretty sure every movie that they've ever used fake blood in, they've taken it and put it in this movie.
Okay.
Like there wasn't a scene where there wasn't some sort of, and it was either gore or it was like over the top gore.
Okay.
Which was fantastic. I actually enjoyed that.
So the story was better than Evil Dead.
I think the story was better than the remake. Yes.
Okay. Because I looked at the plot and the trailer, of course, like was amazing. And then I looked at and I remember watching Evil Dead the remake, and pretty simple premise. One of them has a drug problem. They're going to have an intervention. Blah blah blah. That to me is like a simple. It's like a simple. They go out to a cabin. Simple story. They all get butchered and stuff like that. Simple story. This one to me it seems more complex because it's a mother and her 3 children living in this apartment. Mm-hmm. You have now. Obviously, I spoiled it for myself. Like the sister becomes pregnant, so she's going to become like a mom. So it's more about like the family unit type deal. So there is more of like a more emphasis on like the family.
Yes,
like,
and there was
like what would you do if your family started to be demonic, possessed by demonic beings?
Well, no offense to anybody, I would do exactly what she did in the movie. I mean, I can't say that I wouldn't, but like the only issue that I had was the very first scene of the movie wasn't explained enough.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
It does make sense.
It has extreme significance.
Okay.
But it's like it goes from that scene and then it cuts into the movie.
Okay.
So it doesn't explain itself until like the end.
Okay. Main character, like the mom is the main character pretty much. How did she care? I mean, is she carrying the film? She's got like the most to do because
there's two. Lily Sullivan, who plays the sister, and Alyssa Sutherland, who plays the mother. Now, they're equally matched in this film.
Okay. They're equally matched. Okay, good.
Yeah, there isn't one character that carries it and the one that doesn't.
Okay.
I don't know. There's so much more I want to say, but I can't because you.
Is it because there's too much spoilers in it? Okay. Well, how about this? Like gore and effects were top notch. Yes.
Gore and effects, I would give a 25.
Kills, were they new and inventive? We all know about the cheese grater thing. I mean, obviously
the cheese grater was just like the.
It was like the tip of the iceberg.
It was like the tip of the iceberg on it. I mean,
it was like, hey, this is your crackers and cheese for the first part of the meal.
Yeah, this is like your little grape and caviar. Here you go. This is. I mean, it didn't compare to what. Everybody like my green screen.
Yes.
It doesn't compare to what else in the film was happening. Honestly.
Acting. How was the acting?
With the main characters, I would say it was good.
Okay.
With the extras,
not so much. Well, if they're extras, they're there to be slaughtered and butchered. So.
Well, yes, and that they did very well. You have to ask me cryptic answers.
I'm trying to,
like,
as much as
vomit
possible.
the whole thing all over you.
I'm trying. Does the end of the film set up a sequel?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there a post credit?
No.
Okay.
No.
So nothing like there was in the Evil Dead remake, where at the end Ash shows up in the car and goes groovy. So nothing like that.
No.
Okay.
But
nope. No. No.
Okay, I'm not gonna say anything.
No. Okay.
Yeah.
So overall, great film, fantastic film.
I
know when I message you, you're like fantastic. So.
Yeah, it literally a fantastic movie. I was very skeptical about the actors because I don't know any of them and they're not really well known. But the type and everybody, I like some of the reviews that complained was like, that people were complaining was like some of the like the camera shots. They were like, oh, they're too like obscure in the film, and I'm like, I watched every single camera shot and they were what they were supposed to be.
Yeah, so they were pretty much supposed to be like Raimi-esque. Like that's you have to keep it kind of like that.
Yeah, you know? Where he has like the zoom in shots and the back out shots, and then he has like the weird side shots, and
the ones where he tilts the camera and it's like, that's Raimi-esque. You have to have that in these films.
We're not like a Skinamarink where you're like looking at a corner.
Let's not get into Skinamarink where you can just lay the camera on the floor and then turn on a light and then just like talk into the. Yeah. Let's not.
No, but it was Raimi-esque, and it was. I mean, there was a lot of Easter eggs. There was a lot of Easter eggs to different movies actually in the film. If you look.
Really? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So.
All right. So I'm going to have to watch this, then we'll have to do a spoiler review on it. So overall, it was a great film, right?
Yes, 100%. I honestly would go to the movies and see it again.
Okay, good. All right. Well, I've got some movie news. Thank you, Megan. And I apologize to everybody that went to the showing and didn't meet me, but everybody was cool.
Everybody's cool.
Okay. All right. So I've got some movie news. So there is going to be a Blair Witch sequel.
What?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes, this actually was announced last April when Lionsgate was mulling a potential relaunch of the Blair Witch Project. Now it seems there has been made some progress with British filmmaker Oliver Park, who has done The Offering and Strange Events. He's been hired to direct an untitled Blair Witch sequel at the distributor or Lionsgate. They're targeting late summer, fall for the shoot. Don't know. There's no story details just yet. Obviously, we don't know if it's going to be a direct sequel to the requel that came out a couple of years ago, or
there was a requel that came out.
Yeah, remember that was like a kind of like a Halloween-esque. Hey, we're gonna ignore Book of Shadows. We're gonna ignore that one. We're gonna do like a film where it says, because in the requel it was like the brother of Heather who was gonna go search for the witch. Yeah,
I saw it, but it wasn't like memorable.
Yeah, so don't know if it's gonna be a direct sequel to that or that it's just gonna be a brand new thing. So that's coming about. I was kind of like, do you really need to do another Blair Witch?
I mean, the second one wasn't.
Oh no, Book of Shadows was terrible.
Yeah, I mean, it was really hokey. I mean, I'm not going to lie, but there were some scenes in the movie that I was like,
No, there was no scenes in that movie. I remember seeing that in the movie theaters, and I was like,
did you really?
Oh, yeah, I saw it in the movie theaters. And I was like, I left going, I want to slit my own throat, like, coming out of this movie, because it was so bad. Like, the acting was so bad. And the funny thing is, there was, like, a lot of actors in that movie that has had success after that movie. Like the main character was in Sicario. He's been in a bunch of stuff.
I think the acting is what killed that movie, honestly.
No pun intended. Yeah, it was terrible.
Literally, yeah,
really over the top. I think they could have, if they would have done Book of Shadows instead of like a looking like a studio film, like maybe do a sequel, found footage like the first one was, and maybe that would have been kind of cool. Like, hey, we're gonna take it back to the woods. And then the requel I saw, the requel to me was just like, you're doing the same thing like they did in the first film, but now you're adding like a spider creature at the end.
No. Like like in Scream where you're so and so's. This is your uncle, and these are the kids from the uncles,
Right.
and it's always they're a spawn of someone's character.
Speaking of Scream, I have some news about Scream, the potential return of Stu Mock.
What the fuck? No, there's no way.
So
How did
there's
you find that?
Oh, I went down the rabbit hole and I did some digging. So there's a couple of YouTube pages that have done some rumor digging, and apparently there was an original script for Scream 3 where Stu would actually return for Scream 3 instead of having, Sydney's brother be the killer and blah, blah, blah. So it would be revolving around Stu Macher being the main person tying everything together in the original trilogy. So the original script in the first film, yes, I went down the rabbit hole for this. So
what fucking lost script?
Buckle up, Buttercup.
Jesus Christ!
So the original ending for Scream 1996, written by Kevin Williamson, had Stu. This is the original. Had Stu get shot in the head by Sydney, like she did Billy Loomis. So he'd be shot too as well, and that would be it. But then that scene, that ending was Kevin Williamson took it out and replaced it with the TV scene where his head got smashed by the TV. So now the original script for Scream 3 was going to have Stu come back potentially as the main villain to tie everything together.
In what, a fucking wheelchair? Like what?
Listen, you already heard my
pitch. Everyone heard your pitch. Yes,
so
we're all aware what your pitch is.
I'm telling you, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. So, moving on. Okay. Speaking, you talked about playing Mortal Kombat 11 before we started the show.
Yeah.
Did you see Mortal Kombat that came out on HBO Max during the pandemic? Did you watch it? It's like the Mortal Kombat reboot.
I watched like maybe half hour of it. And
I hated it. I thought it was stupid.
Yeah. I didn't like it.
Well, they are making a number 2, and the boys, Star Trek, Judge Dredd himself, not Sylvester Stallone, Carl Urban is going to be Johnny Cage in Mortal Kombat 2 coming up.
How old is he now?
Carl Urban, he's like in his 40s, maybe late 40s, early 50s. I can see him being Johnny Cage because Johnny Cage now is like he's an older.
Are we pulling Jean-Claude Van Damme back in this movie or anything? Or
no, that was Street Fighter. Which they are making a new Street Fighter film, yes, without Jean-Claude Van Damme. So that is happening. I don't know if you knew this, but there is a Beetlejuice 2 coming.
Yes, I did actually, and I'm very pleasantly surprised. Now, I need you to clarify this for me. Is Johnny Depp coming back on this?
Johnny Depp is not going to be involved in this movie. As of right now, Michael Keaton is the only original cast member that is going to be coming back. Yes, Michael Keaton, Beetlejuice himself.
What?
Yeah, look, you can make anybody look like, come on, he looked like 150 years old anyways underneath the makeup. So,
he's in the new Flash movie.
Yes, as Batman from Batman '89. Yeah, but he's playing an older Batman though.
That's fine. He was the best Batman.
Yes, well, that's debatable. Christian Bale did a pretty good job. Even Ben Affleck did a pretty good job. But Danny Elfman was interviewed the other day about Beetlejuice 2. He said it is happening. He's going to be scoring the movie yet again. And when he does appear on set, he said he's going to be like a fly on the wall to just kind of take everything in to get ideas for the score. But as of right now, Michael Keaton's the only one returning, but the film is supposed to be shooting late this month, early June, starting in London. Jenna Ortega has been kind of attached to it, kind of not, possibly playing Lydia Dietz's daughter in the film. So everything is under wraps right now. But as of right now, Michael Keaton and Danny Elfman and Tim Burton himself are set to return for Beetlejuice Part 2.
Okay.
That's all I got for movie news. Short and sweet.
Okay, that's short and sweet. All right.
How do you feel about that? How do you feel about a Beetlejuice 2? Do you think we need this? I know we're having a lot of nostalgia stuff coming back from the late 80s, like early 90s.
Everything is coming back from the early 2000s, 90s, 80s, even fucking closed at this point. So nothing's going to surprise me. I don't know.
But I mean, do you think we need a Beetlejuice 2? I don't think we need one.
I don't think we need one, but I'm happy that Burton is going to direct this.
See, I'm not.
Why?
He hasn't done a good film in a long time.
What's the last thing he did? Do you know?
I know he's done a lot of TV.
I mean, I don't think we need one. I'll agree with you on that. But if we're gonna have one,
Dumbo was his last film, and that was 2019.
oh,
Yeah,
that was horrible too.
yeah. He hasn't really had a good film.
Is it because Helena broke up?
No, I don't even think it's because of Helena Bonham Carter. Because she, whenever she's in one of his movies, she knocks it out of the park. No matter.
Yeah,
what.
I know.
You know.
I mean, I don't think we need another Beetlejuice. I think this is just.
He hasn't had a good film since Sleepy Hollow, I think.
Actually, I wouldn't agree with you on that one. Sleepy Hollow was fantastic.
Sleepy Hollow was great because after that it was Big Fish, and then Charlie and the
he slaughtered Charlie.
Exactly. Then Corpse Bride, and then Sweeney Todd, Alice in Wonderland, Dark
Did he
Shadows.
not do Coraline? He did Coraline, didn't he?
He was a producer on that one.
He was a producer. Oh.
Yeah, and then Dark Shadows, Frankenweenie, Big Eyes, and then Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. And
I mean, Miss Peregrine, I actually liked.
He hasn't done a great film since Sleepy Hollow.
All right, well,
so that's why, and the way he's filming movies now, it just looks too digital. It looks too like that the filter that a lot of Instagram girls have on their faces, where it looks like it's just there's no lines on their faces anymore. That's how everybody looks in his movies. It just they don't have any features, and so I don't know if I'm gonna like.
I mean, I'm gonna see it. I'm gonna see it just because it's Beetlejuice, and I just kind of want to go out there and.
I don't want this to be like a Star Wars requel either. Like it's focused on like the newer generation. Like they shouldn't have Jenna Ortega involved in this. You know why? Because she's in everything now, and you're just gonna like ruin her like career, especially with the Scream movies and all that other stuff. And I know she's working with Burton for the Wednesdays TV series for Netflix, but like if they're gonna do a Beetlejuice 2, I wouldn't have anybody really involved from the original cast except for Keaton as Beetlejuice. They should really explore Beetlejuice, not
like his backstory.
I would say, see here, I like that. See, I would do like flashbacks and then like present day, like, hey, we're gonna explore how you became Beetlejuice.
See, that's where I thought they would take something like that. Is how did he become Beetlejuice? How
to become Beetlejuice? Yeah, but like if they're gonna do it they're gonna have another writer there, and it's just to me, it's too late, man. It's been almost 40 years.
Oh God, has it been that long?
Yeah, it's been almost 40 years for that movie. That movie came out. So if you're gonna do like a sequel, you gotta kind of like explore Beetlejuice the character, not like, oh, Lydia Dietz is back. Her daughter's seeing Beetlejuice now. And like,
my other thing is like, are they gonna bring back Winona Ryder as Lydia?
She's supposed to be coming back as Lydia, and then Jenna Ortega is gonna be her supposed daughter.
See, I don't see. This is what I don't like this. I don't like how they're doing this. Like, just come up with your own shit.
I don't like it because they always have to bring in the original human characters, and they always have to involve their children. So it's like the next generation. It's like you don't need that, man. You don't need that at all.
I'm not okay with that. I mean, it doesn't make a difference. They're still going to end up. See,
yeah.
I'm just very.
But I mean, I like the fact that Danny Elfman's coming back to score the film.
He does a really good score with anything he does.
Yeah, anything he does. Even in like his original work, he's weird, man. His like non-score music, like going back to the Oingo Boingo days, but like his solo stuff is just weird. And he's all tatted up like an old-timey sailor.
He's been tatted up for years though. Yeah. Like he's he was the voice of Jack for Nightmare Before Christmas. Yeah. So
the singing voice, not the actual voice.
No, he was. Yeah, he was.
Nope. I will put $100 on that.
I don't have $100, but
he was the singing voice for Jack. Or yes.
For Christmas. Let's see here. Cast. Jack Skellington was
Chris Sarandon.
Oh, you bastard! Yeah,
and then Danny Elfman played the singing Jack Skellington.
Okay, fine.
There's two.
You're right.
Even though they sound the same,
they do sound the same. Yeah. I wonder why Chris Sarandon couldn't sing.
No, he can't sing for shit. He plays a good vampire though.
He does. That I mostly agree on.
Fright Night. Yeah.
Yes, most. Oh God, I hope they really don't redo that one.
I don't think they are. They already redid it.
Well, the last one was actually pretty decent. Did you see that one?
Yes, the one with Colin Farrell and Anton Yelchin.
Yes,
rest in
that
peace.
yes, rest in peace.
Yeah.
That one I actually enjoyed watching.
Yeah, that was good.
Like the first one.
I liked it because they took it in a serious tone. Then obviously, like the original was kind of campy, but like it was campy 80s horror. But like I liked kind of they did like the serious remake of the remake. I like that.
Yes, I did too. Okay, well,
that's all I got.
I guess we'll see on that. All right. All right. Well, I guess I will move on. I went ahead and posted this on the Instagram page, and I think I posted it on the Facebook page. I can't remember. For those who are attending, we're halfway to Halloween at this point. We're looking at the Halloween Horror Nights new speculation maps.
Okay.
So I had gone over this a couple shows ago of what they just dropped. So 5 or 6 days ago on Twitter, they dropped another one. This is completely different than what they had before. I'm not quite sure. And they did this to the Hollywood one also. So it's not just Orlando, it's Hollywood on top of it.
Mm-hmm.
So the only confirmed house at this moment is Chucky, which is fine. However, they have not revealed 4 or 5 other houses. So they have Chucky, the Exorcist.
Okay, I like that.
Demon Slayer.
Demon, like the game?
Like the anime.
Oh, okay.
Monsters in Paris, which I'm not sure what that is.
Neither am I.
And The Last of Us, which I've never seen that series.
It's great. If you don't even have to play the game to know about to watch the series. It's great. It's a good. Okay. It's a good show.
So those are the only ones right now that are actually like dropped or that are on this map. The only one that's actually confirmed is Chucky.
Okay.
They have a mountain with a pentagram. They have a castle with a dragon. They have something that says top secret. There is what looks to be like some sort of alien thing, and then a devil head.
Okay. It's very cryptic. I don't know.
I mean, I'm used to them doing this crypticness, but I'm not quite sure what they're doing. I don't know if everybody can see. Nope, we can't see it. It blacks me out. So that's pretty much what you're looking at. I did post it on the Instagram page for those who can see. So I'm not quite sure what Universal Studios is doing. I don't know if there was some issues with the ones that they had before. But that's what it looks like as of right now.
I wonder what the pentagram could be.
I have no idea. There was a speculation. So this is the original one that I pulled up. So the other one before was Chucky. Monsters was Phantom and Dracula. The other one, The Last of Us, is still there. There was Krampus, which they've now taken off, which I was actually excited about. Mm-hmm. Blumhouse, Megan, and Insidious, who's no longer there, thank God, because I didn't want the Megan thing. This Insidious one I can see, yes. Okay. Liar of the Banshees, Devil Dogs, and then they had the 3 that weren't open. One was supposed to be like a blues one where he sold his soul to the devil.
So the devil went down to Georgia, like kind of like that.
Something like that. No. And then there was 2 other ones, which one is like an Asian writing, which could have been
The Ring,
or
the Grudge,
the Demon Slayer thing.
Oh.
And then there's an anchor. So
I know what the anchor could be.
What?
The last voyage of the Demeter.
That would be fantastic, but I don't know if they'll do that.
If there's an anchor, then you got to remember, like, Dracula is a universal monster.
True.
So if there's an anchor, that means a ship. Ooh, that'd be kind of cool, though. Like a haunted ship, like
well, last year what they did was they had which was actually the coolest house that we actually went into, was an old shipyard kind of situation where everybody was dead. Like it would look like a Pirates of the Caribbean movie, actually. Okay. And it was like really cold. You walked into certain parts of the house, and they had like sea monsters that kind of came out at you, which was really, really cool. But I'm not sure. I wish they would do an Evil Dead one, man. That would be freaking fantastic.
Maybe that could be like the pentagram one.
Maybe, I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know. I don't know. So for those who are keeping up with HHN, there is the HHN podcast. They have the speculation maps that drop every couple weeks. So, like I said, we're halfway to Halloween at this point, and they could be doing whatever they feel necessary. I don't know. I've been trying to keep up with it, but they've now bamboozled me into seeing this. So
They bamboozled.
been bamboozled. So I don't know. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I at this point, I think so. I know there's a lot of horror movies that have come out. Is there any other ones that should we call attention to that are really
Not at the top of my head, to be honest with you.
okay?
I know a lot of them are coming to streaming right now. The Pope's Exorcist is coming to streaming pretty soon. Renfield is coming to streaming like the next week or so. Like all those films are dropping on streaming like in this month.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll be able to watch them or rent them or buy them and stuff.
Well, Renfield I've already seen, so you need to see that.
I am actually going to watch that because Nicolas Cage's Dracula is my jam. So
Like I said, he spent the whole movie trying to get his lip off his teeth.
I'm just trying to suck some blood.
That's pretty much what he sounds like the whole entire movie, but with sharp, pointy teeth.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess that concludes our latest episode of Come Play With Us, Danny.
Yes.
You guys make sure to tune in the next time we have a show at our YouTube page. Make sure to hit that notification bell and subscribe button at Come Play With Us, Danny Show. Make sure to go to Anchor.fm, Amazon Music, Google Play, and Apple Podcast, where you can find our show as well. For myself and Megan, we will see you next time. Peace.
Bye.